Celebrity Style Inspiration.
Welcome to a brand new episode of the Manila Times CSI, Celebrity Style Inspiration, the Express Edition. Ako po si Tessa Mauricio Ariola, and I speak for the entire CSI team when I say that we're so excited to bring you our latest interview. Naiiba siya from what you usually see in the show, but it's also just as interesting and very, very special. Tonight's guest is sitting down with us all the way from the United States, where he proudly acknowledges his Filipino roots, making waves around the world for just how wonderfully he took on the reins of Nickelodeon's well-loved children's show, Blue's Clues and You. Please welcome the very first Filipino-American in that role, Josh Dela Cruz. Hi, Josh. Thanks for making time for the Manila Times CSI today. I've copied your background here, and we're saying hello to you from Manila. Please greet our viewers here on the Manila Times CSI.
Hello, everyone. It's so great to be here. Thank you so much for having me on, Ate Tessa. This is great. I wish I were at the house with you, but I'm away at the moment.
I know, and Blue's not here, so I'm a little upset with that. But maybe later he'll come out. And I just wanted to know for a first question. We're always so proud of someone with Filipino roots really succeeding, in the global stage. But we'd like to know from you, where do your Filipino roots actually come from?
So my Filipino roots come from my mom and my dad. They're both from the Philippines. My mom is from Antipolo and my dad is from the Manila region. And I was actually born, my older sister and I were actually born in the Middle East. So my mom was a nurse. She just recently retired, and she and her friends got sponsored to be nurses at a hospital in the Middle East. And my dad was working for a German company, and he was working in the Middle East. And through the magic of friendship, they met at church. And that's how my older sister and I came into existence. And then when I was 2 years old, we moved to the States, where my mom's hospital was sponsoring us, and my tita was there, my ninang was there. And so that was my Filipino community. My entire family is back in the Philippines. But since then, my other tita came over with our cousins, and the community has grown. Yeah. But most of my family is in the Philippines, yeah.
It's so great that your mom and your dad met, of all places, somewhere in the Middle East. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a Filipino-American host on Blue's Clues. But I'm presuming, of course, obviously, with calling me ate and saying ninang and all these things, I'm sure you know more than just adobo. But what is what do you find most interesting about the Philippines, do you think? What have you heard about it that you're most interested about it? Probably have seen if you've come to visit before.
I am so impressed, and I'm so proud of the Filipinos' resilience and hard work, because I'm always floored whenever I think about the opportunities that I have and the reason why I'm on this show. My mom and my dad, they came from families that had so little, and now they immigrated to the States. They worked really hard. They bought a house. They sent the three of us to school. And, that's something that I'm always amazed by. And that's talking to other Filipino families that have immigrated from the Philippines. That is the same story. That, there is no easy road. And we're always ready to take that challenge, because that it's just hard work. But aside from that, one of the things that I'm recently learning, especially in realizing in claiming my culture, my heritage, that the Philippines, we've have a long history with the United States, dating back to the late 1500s, coming on Spanish galleons to California and Louisiana, which is something that I'm so proud of, and something that I'm so that I want to learn more about our culture here in the States. I'm Filipino American. However, finding an Asian American theater community and film community is something that I'm just starting to find. Growing up, when I graduated school, I was, I think, 22 at the time, and I was one of the only Asian people, period, in the program. And when I came to New York, I found an Asian theater community who was so proud of their individual heritage that I started to look at my identity and realize, oh, I had been denying that part, trying to fit into this world that was not built for me. So I'm just so proud and so happy to be here and to represent.
And I guess, that's why you've said in past interviews that, it means so much to you that Nickelodeon chose you to host Blues Clues, not for the sake of diversity, but because of who you are and what you can bring to the table. Can you tell us again why this is so important for you, but, so many, not just for you, but so many Asians working and living in the US? I mean, what made it so special?
For me, I never saw myself reflected in the media that I saw, that I connected with. It was either foreigner, it was a caricature, it was the butt of the joke, it was a villain. And don't get me wrong, I would love to play a villain one day, but I don't want my evilness to come from my ethnicity. I want to, especially when that's the only thing that's out there. We're coming into an Asian renaissance here in the States where, we're celebrating and being proud of our heritage and who we are, and we're not being afraid to stand up. And so, it's something that is so important to me. I never saw myself being able to be on television because I didn't see myself reflected there. So I saw myself reflected in theater. I knew there were shows there that Asians were in. I knew that Lea Salong was on stage. I knew that B.D. Wong was on stage. And then later, Lou Diamond Phillips was on stage. Lou Diamond Phillips, I mean, he's a secret Asian. Growing up, I had no idea that he was Filipino until he did King and I was like, wait a second. Oh my gosh, he's Filipino? And so that's why I thought, oh, I could be a theater actor. And now to be here in this role, in such a big show that has such a wide reach, I hope that Asian kids and Filipino kids, even if they don't want to be actors or work in entertainment at all, that if they see themselves on TV, they know that anything is possible. And even further, even if you're not an Asian kid growing up, that just because you're not there, you don't see yourself reflected in whatever field you love, with hard work, kindness, and love, there's no reason you can't be that person to open that door for everyone else.
So very true and so very inspiring. And I think, everybody here is really going to admire you even more, because I heard that, there will be an episode of Blues Clues and You that's showing on Nickelodeon come May 14 here, where you're going to feature a little bit about the Philippines. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Whose idea was it? Was it yours, and were they just really happy to be, that open to show a bit of our culture?
It's something that I'm so proud to be working on this show with this company, because while I wasn't cast because of my ethnicity, I was cast because of what I could bring to the table. Once I was there, it's like, okay, let's celebrate you in every way. And so what is that? What would you like to bring? And they brought this story of, I can't say what the clue is, but we are meeting my Lola, which is huge. We're introducing Lola to the world. We're putting it into the lexicon, where growing up, I knew that grandma and nana were the same things. But whenever I talked about Lola, kids would look at me weird and be like, what's that?
Yeah.
And now, we're sharing so much of our culture. And I'm just so excited to bring that. The woman who plays my Lola, Carolyn Faye, she is incredible. She is a blues musician, and just we get along so well on screen. And I'm excited for the world to meet her.
Wow, that is so exciting. And I also hear that, there might be a few desserts that we'll probably find out about, but we don't want to give too much away. But,
That's right.
So far we've had quite a wholesome wholesome exchange, but I just wanted to know, and I hope I won't put you on the spot, but besides bringing, that Filipino flavor to Blue's Clues and You, some other people also believe that you are, a pretty good-looking of Blue's Clues as well. It may be a children's program, but when the young girls in my staff, when they found out I was interviewing you, they're like, oh, I hope Blue won't get jealous. But how do you feel about knowing all this? That there are a few people getting crushes on the host of Blue's Clues as well.
When I get into my old age, I'll look back on these days and just have fond memories of like, oh yeah, I remember I was a handsome guy back then. It's wonderful because whatever attention we can get for this show is always good, and whatever brings you to watching episodes of Blue's Clues and You, I will take it. I'm so thankful for it because the mission with our show is to help kids, and it came back. We're in our 25th anniversary. We came back from the original because there's over 25 plus years of new research that has gone into how can we help kids learn and get them ready for the rest of their lives. So whatever, if my good looks bring parents to our show to watch with their kids, I'm all for it.
Well, I ask you also about the matinee good looks because a lot of, Filipino Americans and, Filipinos who were born in other countries and all that, they sometimes do want to come home and probably start a career here in show business. Would you ever see yourself trying out show business in the Philippines?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I would love to come to the Philippines and to work, and if not to work, just to learn from the people in the industry. I would be so honored to be on set and to ask questions and to be a fly on the wall. I'm an actor now. I'll always be an actor, and I want to continue acting, but I would love to direct and make TV shows and movies. And if that brings me to the Philippines, if I have the opportunity to do all of that in the Philippines, I will be there in a heartbeat.
Well, we look forward to watching more and more of you on Blue's Clues and You, and one day seeing you come over to the Philippines and maybe doing a quick TV special or maybe even a movie. But for now, I just want to ask you, do you have a special message for your kababayan, your Filipino fans?
Yes, please hang in there. This is a hard time right now, but we will get through this. I am thinking about all of you, and we are in a point where we can celebrate who we are even more. So I'm thinking about you all, and I can't wait till we all get to meet in person and celebrate together.
Well, thank you so much, Josh, for bringing a piece of us, a piece of the Philippines wherever you go and wherever you succeed. It was really great having you on the show. Thank you. Salamat.
Salamat. Maraming salamat. Paalam.
Take care. And that's a wrap for this episode of the Manila Times CSI Express. Thank you once again to our guest, Josh Dela Cruz, for raising Filipino pride, and of course, to the wonderful people who made this interview possible. Maraming salamat to Ying Ying and everyone in her team at Viacom Network Asia for reaching out to us, and we hope to get to work with you guys again. Now, CSIers, don't forget to watch the super special Filipino-themed episode of Blue's Clues and You on Friday, May 14, 9 a.m. on Nickelodeon, and together, let's savor watching Josh bring some of our Filipino traditions and culture to global consciousness.
Josh and Blue have a bisita.
Welcome to Blue's Bakery.
And they have to cook something for merienda.
Blue wants to make babinka.
Josh gets a visit from his Lola.
Joshi. Lola.
Mano po muna. Is Josh and Blue's bibinka Lola approved?
This bibinka is masarap.
Oh! It's a Filipino fiesta at Blue's Clues and You. May 14th, Friday at 9 a.m. on Nick Jr. on Nickelodeon.
Wait up, CSIers! Before you go, here's a special surprise for all of you from our guest Josh Dela Cruz and his friends over at Nickelodeon. Blues Clues and You wants to give out toys to lucky viewers of the Manila Times CSI so long as you get the answer to this question. Here we go. Can you guess the Filipino dessert that Blue and Josh will bake in a special episode of Blues Clues and You, premiering Friday, May 14, 9 a.m. on Nickelodeon? Get your handy-dandy notebook and jot down this clue. While this Filipino delicacy is so delicious that you can enjoy it all year round, it is especially popular at Christmas time. Now here are the steps to send in your answer. Step 1. Make sure to watch Blue, Josh, and his Lola tomorrow and then go follow the Manila Times and Nickelodeon on Facebook. Step 2. Click on tonight's episode of Dela Cruz uploaded on our Facebook page and leave your answers in the comment section with the hashtag Josh Dela Cruz on TMT CSI. Remember, without the hashtag, your answer will not be valid. Send in your answers from now until May 20 and follow at TMT CSI and at Nick Asia on Twitter to find out if you're a winner.
Thank you as always to my hardworking team, Christina, Isa, Nika, and Neil for getting this episode up and running. And to our beloved CSIers, please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at TMT CSI. See you next time, CSIers. Thanks for watching, and bye! For more episodes featuring your favorite artistas, do subscribe to the Manila Times YouTube, Facebook, and Daily Motion pages. And don't forget to follow us at TMT CSI on Twitter and Instagram for more updates. Bye!